I think that our culture, as I have observed it and interacted with it, has a very unhealthy relationship with the concept of virginity. This goes for men and women, although in markedly different ways. The one thing the two halves of the virginity obsession have in common is that I think both are ultimately unhealthy and weird. On the female side, you have the worship of virginity and its fetishization. The issues with this are many. Younger women are more likely to be virgins, and a cultural fetish that directs the collective heterosexual male sexual interest at younger women is of course deeply problematic and harmful. It leads to all manner of weird and morally reprehensible behaviour. On the other side, it basically devalues women who are not virgins, with the absolutely reprehensible view that they are in a sense used. The effect on women who occupy both sides of this social preference is pretty gross, to put it lightly. The fetishization of a woman's virginity is weird, and more importantly, it leads to harm. It is immoral. It is an unhealthy and harmful obsession which directs heterosexual male sexual attraction in a direction it most certainly should not be directed, at younger women who are more likely to be virgins. Towards younger, less mature, less experienced, and far more vulnerable people. Inherent to this bizarre obsession with virginity is the idea that women are essentially objects to be used, the ones that have not been used being preferred. This is truly deplorable stuff and a disgusting way of viewing human beings. Treating people like objects for sexual fulfillment is immoral, and it leads to massive harm and suffering. It is exactly the kind of unhealthy social interaction and social norm that deserves nothing but complete eradication. On the other side of the virginity obsession, we have men. Here the obsession is very different, but remains very harmful. So many men seem to have been socially conditioned to think having sex a lot from a young age is valuable because it makes them men. It is the manly thing to do. People should be having sex because it is what they want to do, not because of some social pressure requiring that they have sex or be condemned as some kind of loser and social failure. This is called social authoritarianism, and it is a form of coercion. Using social pressure relating to the idea of manliness or being a loser virgin to pressure people into having sex is completely reprehensible. A healthy relationship with sex would be based on two principles. Firstly, morality, and secondly, what is enjoyable. Social pressure to have sex as some requirement for being a man is incredibly unhealthy. Sex is something that nobody should ever feel any social pressure to engage in. It hinders rational decision-making and leads to needless suffering and insecurity among men. The defenders of this unhealthy obsession with virginity are almost always the most obviously insecure, creating a cycle which perpetuates these stupid ideas. The obsession with virginity is unhealthy, bizarre, and harmful. It leads to suffering for both men and women. This bizarre obsession and unhealthy relationship with virginity has to end. Rather than weird and harmful social norms and standards, these interactions should be based on ideas that actually help people live good lives, which these ideas most certainly do not. This obsession is stupid because it has no basis in anything rational, and it is harmful. It is an immoral social idea which ought to be disposed of.